Hey guys, getting on here to discuss something with you that came up while I was training with one of my clients earlier today. And it's not something uncommon to you, I'm pretty sure at some point or another you would have thought this too. But it was like, oh my gosh, my scale weight hasn't changed, I'm so fat. Like that self putting down, the scale weight hasn't changed, why isn't my weight dropping? All that kind of stuff. Now keep in mind at the time that I'm recording this and putting it out, it is also post-holiday. So you've got Christmas and New Year's and Thanksgiving that you're just coming out of. And if before that, a couple months ago it was, you got Halloween if you want to count it too, but and so my client, she was like, oh, I stepped on the scale and she realized she stepped on after having eaten, and it was the middle of the day. Ideally, if you're gonna ever weigh yourself, you should do it in the morning after you've used the restroom consistently. Like, try and do it at the same time. But she was bummed with the numbers, and what I want to talk about basically is, what does numbers mean? Because if I sit there and I tell you, well, that number doesn't matter, it might to you because you don't know otherwise. Why wouldn't it matter? And so I'm going to break down what the scale weight is actually measuring, because there's a lot more to it than just the fat that you're hoping to lose. It's not, you shouldn't be looking to lose weight, you should be looking to lose fat. Okay? And before I jump into it again, you should also be aware that if you shed fat and you haven't put on muscle mass, then you're sculpting away the fat and you're revealing what's left. So ideally, you will have some muscle built up through whatever training you do so that you can have a physique that you would enjoy. If you haven't been working your muscles and you are just dropping scale weight, then you're not going to be seeing any curvature or things like that you are most likely going for. If you want, the six pack, or, that's like that's an obnoxiously common goal. But, if you wanted a narrower waist, then ideally you would grow your glutes, build your glutes, and grow your shoulders. Just because by ratio, if you're here with your shoulders and your butt, and your waist is going to be here, you're going to whoop, because you got muscles to do it. It's not that you're genetically built that way. You don't have to be. Bones my ass. Excuse the gum. Sorry about it. So, what the scale weight is actually a reflection of. Yes, your body fat is in there, but so is your lean body mass. So your muscles, it's weighing those, and they don't take up as much space as fat does, but are just about as heavy, if not heavier. You know what I mean? Like, you'd have this much muscle and a big chunk of fat, and they would both weigh a pound. Cool. So scale weight could not change if you were putting on muscle mass but dropping fat at the same time, if you were putting on muscle mass and looking to lose weight at the same time. They just kind of negate one another. You lost the fat, but you built muscle. So that scale right there within the first 2 points doesn't matter. But not only does it measure what body fat and lean body mass you have, it also depends on where you are, menstrual cycle, hormones, things like that. If you are in the middle of your period and things like that, your body weight is going to be different because your body is thinking about, like, a lot of people will bloat during that time, fluid retention, and in general our habits kind of change around that time because your body is, going to be seeking out things like chocolate and all that sort of stuff. So it's just natural for that one reason, for females especially. And then if you consider, back to the example I gave, my client had eaten lunch and then got on the scale. Now that's an immediate example, like she immediately got back on, kind of deal. Digestion does take a while though, so if you ate even a couple hours ago, rather than having weighed yourself in the morning on an empty stomach, you've slept for several hours, you hopped on the scale and there's probably, I don't know, burger remnants, carrots, broccoli, whatever you've eaten throughout the day, still in your stomach, so you're weighing that food too. And then, however you are with your water matters. So if you're dehydrated, obviously you're not retaining fluid, you're going to be a lot lighter. And I mean, consider the percentage of our body that's made up of water in the first place. So it's important to understand that when you step on the scale, you're not just measuring your body fat. There's no reason to get on that scale and be like, oh my God, I am still 165 pounds, nothing has changed. That's likely not true. If you've been adhering to the habits of, cleaning up your nutrition, tracking things, going to the gym, getting steps in, and if you're doing things like that, your body is going to be adapting, like changing to the circumstances you put it under. Your body looks to be the best at whatever circumstances it is in. So don't get caught up in the emotional side of your brain that's like, we need to lose weight. This is what's thrown around on media. This is my New Year's goal. I want to drop weight. Knock it off. That sounds mean, but really, for the sake of your mental health and progressing and staying driven, knock it off. What you can do, how to measure your progress: 1, before and after photos. So if you are getting ready to start a journey, a new leg of a journey or something with your health, what you should do is put on an outfit that you'll have later on down the line, whether it be weeks or months, and take a photo of yourself in it, front, side, back. Okay, front, side, in the back. Cool? So you'll have 3 different images of your body from all angles, head to toe. Then, when some time has elapsed, as you've been adhering to the regimen that either you or your trainer or whoever set out for you, then you can refer, if you want, back to the scale weight. It's not necessary, but back to those photos. So you will again take a photo, so front, side, back, and then you can lay them side by side and you can compare, like, wow, I didn't even feel the changes, but in this outfit I was wearing in December, the way I look at it now in April, I look so different. Like, it's crazy. I would have never known had I not cataloged that. So don't overestimate the weight. What you can also do is, if you are, again, looking to lose, a lot of this is geared towards if you're looking to lose weight, lose fat. These are ways to monitor your progress. The picture one kind of applies either way, but circumference. Have you ever seen, like the seamstress's tape measures? Learn how to measure yourself accurately, because it's important that you measure yourself the same way at the same spots every time, so that your comparisons are not, going to be skewed in any way just because you didn't get the measuring tape exactly where it was last time. So if you learn how to measure appropriately via YouTube, whatever, I might do a video at some point, but then you can track as you go, do a tape measurement every few weeks or something like that. So then you have numbers that are associated with your changes, but not biased towards what your whole body weighs. Does that make sense? Like, you're not measuring digestion by using a tape measure. You're measuring the physical differences. Yeah. This has turned into a bit of a rant, but it is a big thing. It is a huge thing. So, if you are, you need to find it within your noggin. Don't let anybody change your mind about it, that scale weight is not a measurement of your success. Okay? Okay. If you need to, lock it in a closet. It's just a benchmarker kind of thing. So you could see, maybe later down the line, you'd be like, I actually put on muscle mass. My weight has gone up. Stuff like that. it's just kind of like a marker to have. Say if you're trying to calculate your macros or something, it's good to have that number because it fits into formulas that you can use. Other than that, though, it doesn't mean anything. Just read it and be like, oh, okay, I mean, it's a number, and do what you need with it. Don't sit there pondering your success and your just adherence and whether you're doing things right or wrong based on that number. Okay? Alright. I think that's about it for this one. I will be seeing you guys in the next video.